Quiz challenges with a fabulous name to generate interest and cause fear in some. On Eggheads next.
The Musketeers starts Sunday at 9 on BBC One.
I am the dreadful menace, the one whose will is done. The haunting chill upon your neck. I am the conundrum. But now you stand before me, devoid of all dismay. Could it be, just maybe, I'll let you have your day?
Recalling a secret agent's mission on his rail adventures, Michael Portillo continues his journey through the heart of England after Eggheads on BBC Two.
These people are amongst the greatest quiz players in Britain. Together, they make up the Eggheads, arguably the most formidable quiz team in the country. The question is, can they be beaten? Welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers pit their wits against possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. They are the Eggheads. And taking on our quiz champions today are the fabulous Rat Circus from Southport. Now, this friends and family team share 2 passions in life, and no, it's not rats or circuses, it's actually football and quizzes. Quite what that has to do with rats and the circus, let's find out.
Hi, my name's Phil. I'm 31 years old and I'm an affordable warmth worker.
Hi, I'm Dave. I'm 30 and I'm a retail manager.
Hi, I'm Barry. I'm 30 and I work in a building society.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm 30 and I'm a civil servant.
Hi, I'm Sonny. I'm 29 and I'm a hotel concierge.
So, Phil and team, welcome.
Hi.
You know what I'm going to ask. Where does the title of the team come from?
We wanted to go for something completely original and also something that wasn't just a reworking of somebody else's name or anything that was rude. So Dave somehow came up with fabulous Rat Circus and it's remained ever since.
And it's not just for quizzing, it's also for football and bowling you do as well?
Yeah, we've entered a couple of bowling competitions. Not very good, but a couple of us are really good, but you get the weak sides letting us down. So, but yeah, we use it every possible opportunity just because it's so unusual.
There's a bit of family in here, I know, but the friends, how do the friends meet in this team?
We all went to school or college together, and a couple of us worked together at one point as well. So we go back about 20 years at least, most of us.
Can you release rats if the Eggheads start to misbehave?
That's the plan. That is the plan. Yeah.
I know at least one player who will not be happy with that. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers. However, if they fail to defeat the Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to the next show. And I can tell you, fabulous Rat Circus, that the Eggheads have won the last 6 games. So that means £7,000 says you can't beat them today. They're building up a bit of a run here. Would you like to start?
Yes.
Yep, we're ready.
Yes.
You're ready. The first head-to-head battle is on the subject of food and drink. Who wants this?
We've
haven't had it for a while, actually.
Yeah.
So
would you be happy to go for that?
I'll take the
not as happy as I would be.
No, it's not your first choice.
No, it would be my first choice.
You are a food guy. He does get pick a big head.
I mean, this was the plan, wasn't it? So,
Sonny.
I mean, I'll take it if you want, but...
It's you, Sonny, is it? Down the end?
Yeah, it's me.
OK. Against which Egghead? Who would you like to pick? There they all are, looking intelligent.
I'll take on Kevin, please.
So it is Sonny from the fabulous Rat Circus versus Kevin, food and drink. We haven't done this for a while, have we?
It's a little while, yes.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. To ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions in the question room. Now, I'm wondering whether I call you Sonny or Sonny.
It's Sonny. Yeah, you say it like there's a U, but it's actually spelt with an O.
Because your birth name was...
It was Graham.
Oh, right. OK, so, yeah, that's the shortened form. Or...
Yeah. I just didn't like the name, to be honest. So.
And so Sonny has come from that?
Yeah, I just chose the name, to be honest. It was a name that I liked. Yeah, it was kind of a bit of a nickname, kind of a Miami Vice thing.
Sonny, you can choose the first or second set of questions.
I'd like to go first, please.
Here's your question. If a drink is served with a twist, what does the twist usually consist of? Is it citrus peel, paper umbrella, or coffee bean?
In my work, working in a hotel, I've also worked on the bar as well. I know I've twisted a little piece of citrus peel off a lemon before to put in a drink, and it's not going to be. I wouldn't imagine it's going to be coffee bean because you wouldn't put coffee into a drink, the kind of drinks that have a twist. Paper umbrella doesn't seem like it's going to be anything to do with twisting, so I'm going to go with citrus peel for that one.
Nicely done. Citrus peel it is. 1 point to you. OK, Kevin, your question. Which cookery writer and presenter became cookery editor of Housewife magazine in 1966? Is it Isabella Beeton, Nigella Lawson, or Mary Berry?
Right, well, that's going to be a bit early for Nigella Lawson, and Isabella Beeton was long, long dead, so I think it's got to be Mary Berry.
Mary Berry is the right answer. I don't even know when Nigella was born. It must be around then, I would have thought.
Well, something around then, yes.
It's not, she couldn't have done it at the age of 1. Sonny, your question. Which of these is a British term for what North Americans call canola oil? Is it rapeseed oil, palm oil, or sesame oil?
I've got no actual idea what this one is. Yeah, I've got no reason to suggest any of them over any of the others. So I'll go with sesame oil.
Sesame oil. Anybody know on the Egghead side?
Rapeseed.
Rapeseed is the answer. So Kevin has a chance to take the lead on food and drink. A type of what was invented by and named after Dr. John Abernethy as an aid to digestion? Is it fruit bar, biscuit, or milk drink?
Yes, I'm trying to remember how far back that goes. I can't remember whether it's late 18th or early 19th century, but I believe he may have worked at a hospital in Bath, which was then obviously a fashionable spa town dealing with these sorts of things. And it's an Abernethy biscuit.
Yes, it is an Abernethy biscuit. Well done, you're ahead, Kevin, on food and drink. So, Sonny, you need to get this one right. The dish, lumpia, widely enjoyed in Southeast Asia, consists of what? Is it egg soup, spring rolls, or prawn dumplings? Lumpia is L-U-M-P-I-A.
Lumpia. Again, I haven't got really, not being drawn to any of them. It doesn't sound like something that you'd have as a part of egg soup. But as I say, I'm not really sure. I think spring rolls are kind of their own little thing, you know. It's like little finger food. So I'll just go for prawn dumplings again, just as a guess.
Do you know, Kevin?
I was slightly tempted by the egg soup, but I don't know.
Yeah, the egg soup's off, I'm afraid. Spring rolls is the answer.
Well.
So, Sonny, I'm afraid you've been knocked out by Kevin, but your team has a lot to play for here. Do please come back and rejoin your teammates. So, as it stands, the fabulous Rat Circus have lost a brain from the final round. The Eggheads have not lost a brain yet. Kevin remains in the team. The next subject is politics. Is this good?
This is not good at all.
Not good.
Very contentious.
Come on, Barry.
Not put it off. We need you to do it.
We need you to do it, Barry.
Be better at geography.
I know, you would be better at geography. Best knowledge of
you're better at politics than the
I've not seen you get a politics question wrong.
Come on. Geography comes up.
Barry, it does look like it's you. It really does.
Literally sacrificed here.
Literally sacrificed. OK, against which egghead? Anyone but Kevin?
I'd say.
That's a tricky one. Who do you want to go?
No, definitely not. I'll go for Barry.
There we go. We've got a Barry, double Barry.
A brace of buzzers.
A double-barreled round. How about that? So Barry from the fabulous Rat Circus versus Barry from the fabulous Eggheads. Please take your positions. So Barry on Barry and Barry from the challengers. I gather you have a claim to fame in that you shook the hand of
The president of Peru.
And was that a mistake, or you were meeting him for some reason, or what?
No, I was in the capital, Lima, and they were doing a big earthquake drill, and there was lots of people just stood around, and they had a big tent, and then out of the building came this man who was flanked by security guards, and he ran into the tent, and as he came out, I was kind of blocking his way, and I stuck my hand out, and he shook my hand and got a couple of pictures of him as he was running away type of thing, and I didn't know who it was, to be honest, and I showed the picture to a couple of people and they were like, well, that's the president. So I was quite perplexed that I'd actually met him, to be honest.
OK, politics. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first, please.
Challenger Barry, here we go. In 2013, Anna Soubry, the Minister for Public Health, described eating where as disgusting? In your garden, on your bike, or at your desk?
Tough question. This was really the category that nobody really wanted. I don't know why she would say in your garden or on your bike. I'm not sure why people will be eating on the bike anyway. So I'd say by process of elimination, I'll go for at your desk.
At your desk is the right answer. OK. Barry, your question. In the 1990s, David Cameron was political advisor to which Conservative Chancellor of the Exchequer? Was it Norman Lamont, Kenneth Baker, or David Mellor?
Oh, well, David Mellor was never Chancellor of the Exchequer, and I don't believe it was Kenneth Baker. I think he was advisor to Norman Lamont.
He was for Black Wednesday. You're right, Norman Lamont. OK. Back to you, Barry. In what year was the Maori Language Act passed, recognising Maori as an official language in New Zealand? 1907, 1957, or 1987?
I don't know the answer to this one. It will have to be a complete guess. I'd go 1957.
It's actually later, 30 years later, 1987.
Okay.
Barry, your question. Which television historian became MP for Stoke-on-Trent Central in 2010? Is that Tristram Hunt, Mary Beard, or Dan Snow?
Well, it's certainly not Mary Beard or Dan Stone. I believe that was Tristram Hunt.
Tristram Hunt is correct. So you've taken the lead. So that means, Barry from the fabulous Rat Circus, you've got to get this one right. Which agency of the United Nations was awarded the 1965 Nobel Peace Prize? Is it the United Nations Children's Fund, World Health Organization, or International Monetary Fund?
I couldn't see the International Monetary Fund receiving that. The United Nations Children's Fund just doesn't seem to sit right for me, so I'll veto those two. I'll go for World Health Organization.
No, it is the United Nations Children's Fund, actually. Well, it is going back a way, isn't it? Bad luck to you, Barry. From Fabulous Rat Circus, you have lost to Barry from the Eggheads, and he will be in the final. Please, both of you, rejoin your teams. OK, so we have lost now 2 brains.
Yes.
I say we, I'm empathising. Phil, any change of tactic at this crucial stage?
Well, to be honest, we've already changed our tactics, I think, because I didn't think the subjects would be quite so cruel.
So food, drink, politics were not what you were hoping for?
Not our strongest. We practiced on everything, but we had, 2 each that we thought would be our best subjects, and they happened to not fall into any of those categories.
And your best subjects would be, what are you looking for now?
Film and TV or
Film and
music?
TV.
Yeah, film and TV, maybe a bit of music.
Geography. Yeah.
Sport.
Film, TV, sport, music. OK. The next subject is arts and books. Oh, I'm really sorry.
God.
That's just the way the cookie crumbled.
It's got to be Matt.
I'd say Dave.
Dave.
It's, we have to go
Dave?
to captains. Matt.
Captain.
Say Matt, sorry.
But you said Captain. Dave.
Oh, it's Matt. Now, who do you want to take on, Matt? I know this is a difficult moment.
We'll go Pat.
You've been sacrificed.
OK. Don't worry, Matt. This is all good fun.
Yes, it'll be a barrel of laugh.
You can do it. Matt from the Fabulous Rat Circus against Pat from the Eggheads. And to ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions in the question room. OK, we had Barry, and now it's Pat and Matt.
It's not quite Matt and Matt, is it? But I could change my name to Pat. My brother changes his name like all the time, so it could work that way.
Do you mind me asking about the hair?
The hair started when I think I was at a party and I was a bit drunk in around 2002. And there was a lot of hair dyeing going on, and I wanted my hair to be dyed, but I didn't want anyone to think I was dyeing it because I was ginger. So I only dyed like 1/2 of it blonde. But I kind of got used to that sort of halfness, and then it kind of like stuck. So I'm always like black and blonde, red and black, or...
Well, don't ever commit a crime, because you will be...
it'll be pretty easy to find
Crime Watch will not have a problem with that one. Good luck in this round. I know you were
I'll need
an unwilling participant in this round, so I felt for you there.
It'll be fine. I could probably wing it because we've been very unlucky so far.
Yeah, that's true. The luck is about to turn. Very true. Would you like to go first or second?
Barry and my brother both went first, didn't they? And they didn't do too well, so we'll go second.
Pat, in the Harry Potter books, Draco Malfoy is a member of which house at Hogwarts? Is it Slytherin, Hufflepuff, or Ravenclaw?
He's a little bit of a scoundrel, I think, and a bit of a foe for Harry. But what house does he belong to? I'm not entirely sure. I think I'll have to go for Slytherin. It sounds snaky, and I think Draco is a bit snaky.
I reckon you know this one, Matt.
I reckon that my luck hasn't changed yet, and I should have taken the first lot of questions.
Slytherin is the right answer.
Slytherin.
Slytherin it is. OK, your question then. In the painting known as Whistler's Mother, what colour dress is the subject wearing? Is it yellow, red or black?
Yellow, red or black? Oh, do you know what? There was a film that I saw and it had the painting of Whistler's Mother in it. Is it like, it's got Rowan Atkinson in it? That would be great if I could remember what the painting looked like in the film. So I don't think if it'd been red and yellow, it might have stood out a bit more. So I'm going to guess at black.
Very good logic. It is black, and you're right, it's a Mr. Bean film, isn't it? I think Bean ends up somehow destroying the painting and has to repaint it and all of that. It's a complete calamity. So 1 point each. Pat, over to you. What is the usual English name for the medieval art style in which people from various stations in life are depicted being led towards the grave by skeletons? Is this Dance of Doom, Dance of Death, or Dance of Danger? Thought one of the options was going to be Eggheads.
I think this is a particularly cheery artistic genre. I've seen a few examples, so I think it's Dance of Death.
Yeah, not sure how that caught on, but you're right. Dance of Death, it is. So your question, Matt. Which 20th century artist had a pet ocelot, Babu, with whom he traveled the world? Was it Salvador Dali, Vasily Kandinsky, or Gustav Klimt?
I don't know much about painters, and I know even less about painters' pets. I think I'll probably guess at Salvador Dali.
Salvador Dali is your answer, and it's quite right.
Oh. We're just going to wing it, I think.
Quite a hard one to guess, because they were all, shall we say, eccentric. And
yeah. I was hoping I'd maybe be able to work out which one's the 20th century, but I have a funny feeling that all three of them were, weren't they?
Yes, I suppose Dali was later, was he?
Yeah, Dali was a bit later.
Yeah.
Klimt died fairly early in the century, so around about the end of the First World War.
What is an ocelot?
It's a sort of large cat.
Creature.
A large cat. OK, Pat, in 2007, the Louvre announced plans to open a Louvre museum where in the Middle East? Is it Abu Dhabi, Qatar, or Dubai?
Well, it's not Qatar. It's in the UAE, so it's either Abu Dhabi or Dubai. They do a lot of building in Dubai, but I think Abu Dhabi tends to specialise in really heavy-duty museums with leading architects. The Louvre, Dubai, the Louvre, Abu Dhabi. Yeah, they've had some fantastic modern architectural designs. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to go for Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi is the right answer. Sorry, Matt, they're playing well today. They do tend to, but they're almost...
Have they got a question wrong
yet?
I'm
just thinking, have you got a question wrong yet, Eggheads?
I don't think they have they?
No. Don't know.
No.
I haven't been counting.
We think they've got nothing wrong so far, but that, you never know, that could build up trouble for the final round. Here's your question. Thérèse d'Esquerroux is a novel by which French Nobel Literature Prize winner? Is it Jean-Paul Sartre, Anatole France, or François Mauriac?
My knowledge of French literature is not at its best this week.
Got to get this one right.
OK. I suppose, having only heard really of one of them on the list, we'll go with Jean-Paul Sartre.
Pat, do you know? Is he right?
I think that's François Mauriac.
François Mauriac is the answer, Matt. Sorry, you played well, but you've been knocked out. I know it hurts.
Very much.
Pat is in the final round. Please come back to us and we'll play on. So as it stands, the fabulous Rat Circus have now lost 3 brains from the final round. It's not a crisis, but we're in the pre-crisis phase, I think it's fair to say. The next subject is film and TV. Wasn't that supposed to be Matt doing that? Or no, it's not.
Always Dave.
Oh, OK, so now suddenly we're on track.
I hope so. Yeah.
Dave against, it can be Chris or Judith.
Judith? Yeah. I think I'll go for Judith, please.
OK, good luck, Dave, from the fabulous Rat Circus against Judith on film and TV. This is probably quite good for you, Judith.
I quite like, I mean, I like film. I'm not very good on children's television, though. There's quite a lot of that.
OK, to ensure there's no conferring, please go to the question room. Dave, you ready for this?
As ready as I can be.
It's the big moment, isn't it?
It is, yeah. There's a lot of pressure on me now after sacrificing Matt before.
Dave, would you like to go first or second?
It's not really made any difference so far with our luck, so I'll be a gentleman and let Judy go first.
Judith, here we go, your first question. What was the title of the 2013 TV show in which Tom Daly taught celebrities to dive? Was it Leap of Faith, Freefall or Splash?
That was Splash.
Splash, yeah, did you watch it?
I missed it, and I really wanted to watch it.
Well, it sounded as if it was, well, I won't say quite bad, but there was a lot there was a lot of very hostile criticism, but people saying that actually it was bad in the way that made it really good.
Yes. Well, I would rather like to have seen it.
OK. Dave, your question. In the TV show Play Your Cards Right, what was the correct answer to the question, what do points make? Is it prizes, holidays or cars?
I think this one's quite an obvious one. I don't think it's holidays or cars, so I'm going to have to go prizes, Jeremy.
You remember the presenter of that show?
Play cards. Was it Bruce Forsyth?
Yeah, it was Bruce Forsyth. What do points make? Prizes! Like that. Here's your question, Judith. Who played the title role in the 2013 BBC comedy Being Eileen? Jean Boat, Sue Johnston, or Eileen Atkins?
I have no idea. Well, Eileen Atkins does write things, but I mean, would she be in something? I can't. But I think Eileen Atkins is a red herring. I don't know. Sue Johnson.
Sue Johnston is correct.
Oh, how lucky.
They're just getting him all right, Dave. It doesn't seem fair.
It just isn't.
OK, in 1951, who married the singer and actor Yves Montand? Is this Catherine Deneuve, Jeanne Moreau, or Simone Signoret?
All right. Well before my era, so I have no idea. For some reason, I don't want to go for Catherine Deneuve, so I'm going to go for Jeanne Moreau as a guess.
See if Judith knows. Is it Jean?
No, it's Simone Signoret.
Simone Signoret. It was 1951, so you were minus 30. Judith, who directed the 1966 film version of Alfie, starring Michael Caine? Judith, was it Lewis Gilbert, John Schlesinger, or Tony Richardson? And because you went first, if you get this right, you will have knocked Dave out. You'll be in the final.
Alfie, OK. I don't think it's Tony Richardson. I don't think it's his kind of... He directed Charge of the Light Brigade, I think, and things like that. I think I'm going to risk Lewis Gilbert.
Risk it in the sense that you...
Well, because I'm not sure who he is, but I don't think Alfie was in the style of John Schlesinger or Tony Richardson.
Lewis Gilbert it is. Sorry, Dave.
Oh, that's lucky.
They're playing well. They had some rough games a while back, but they're back on track. And Judith, you're in the final round. Dave, you've been knocked out. It is going to be a lonely rat in the final, I'm afraid, from the circus. But he can still win. Do come back to us, rejoin your teams, and we'll play that final round. So this is what we have been playing towards. It is time for the final round, which, as always, is general knowledge. But I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads won't be allowed to take part in this round. So, Dave, Barry, Matt and Sunny, from the fabulous Rat Circus, I do have to ask you to leave the studio. Well, Phil, you are playing to win the fabulous Rat Circus £7,000. Chris, Barry, Pat, Judith and Kevin, you're playing for something that money can't buy, the Eggheads' reputation. As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. This time the questions are all general knowledge and you are allowed to confer. So, Phil, the question is your one brain better than the Eggheads 5? And would you like to go first or second?
Could you ask one of the questions and then I'll tell you? I would like to go first, please.
Here we go with your first question. Good luck. Who replaced Jeremy Hunt as Culture Secretary in the September 2012 Cabinet reshuffle? Is it Theresa May, Baroness Wasi, or Maria Miller?
Baroness Wasi isn't really shouting out to me. I think I would have heard that name on the telly a few times. If I was paying attention, I suppose it would have helped. I don't know Maria Miller. Politics, obviously not my thing, so I'm going to have to say Theresa May, because I have heard that name a few times.
Well, Theresa May is certainly high profile, that's for sure. But the answer is Maria Miller, Culture Secretary. OK, Eggheads, your question. Who took over as presenter of Radio 1's official chart show in January 2013? Is it Jamila Jamil, Fern Cotton, or Gemma Kenny?
Jamila rings a distant bell.
I thought she was a Euro.
No idea.
No idea.
I think, is she the first? I read something about her.
If you've got an inkling.
It's only an inkling, though.
Can we just have the question again, Jeremy?
Who took over as presenter of Radio 1's official chart show in January 2013?
Yeah, she rings a distant bell.
It's definitely not Fern Cotton. I don't know.
Gemma, who's Jamila Jamil?
Yeah, OK.
Yeah, just a faint idea. It's Jamila Jamil.
I think so.
Yeah, that's Jamila Jamil, Jeremy.
Let's see if Phil knows. Do you?
I would have said Jamila Jamil as well, to be honest.
Jamila Jamil is correct. Well done, Pat. Just dredge that out of somewhere. They still haven't got a question wrong.
Yeah.
Here we are, Phil. Which musician and singer was born John Mellor in 1952? Is it Joe Strummer, Jim Kerr, or Jules Holland?
John Mellor.
John Mellor.
Mellor. I read a fair bit about Joe Strummer recently. I know Joe Strummer wasn't necessarily his actual name. Not quite sure who Jim Kerr is. And obviously I know who Jules Holland is from his Late Show. I'm going to say Joe Strummer.
I'm glad you did. You're right. It is Joe Strummer. Jim Kerr is Simple Minds. Joe Strummer.
Yes.
But I'm guessing that Jim Kerr and Jules Holland, those are their real names, probably.
I think so.
Are they eggs?
Yes.
Well, obviously
Yeah, I think
Strummer
so.
is a made-up name. Yeah. OK, well done, Phil. Good stuff. So let's see what the Eggheads do now. In the Dan Dare stories, the Mekon is the leader of which race of aliens? Is it the Sheens, the Treens, or the Deans?
Treens.
Yeah. He's the leader of the Treens, Jeremy.
The Mekon is the leader of the Treens. You're right. It's just the fact that they all know it that's so annoying. If they one of them knows, then that's different. OK. You need to get this one right because you had the first question wrong. Get this right, still all to play for. Get it wrong and the contest is over. One of the world's oldest family businesses, the Torini family of Florence, are known for making what? Is it perfume, violins, or jewellery?
Torini doesn't strike me as a perfume thing. Not sure of the sort of background of violins, but I also think I might recognise if it was jewellery. But again, it's not my big thing, this kind of subject, so I'm going to have to say violins.
Let us see if the Eggheads know. Is violins right? Tell us it's right, Eggheads.
I don't think violins is right.
No.
I think it's jewellery.
Probably go for jewellery. There might be one of those jewellery shops out on the bridge over the Arno.
Jewellery is the answer. Sorry, Phil. We have to say congratulations, Eggheads. You have won. Bad luck. Very hard when you're on your own.
Yeah.
No question. They're all cheering you on back there, but when you're on your own, it is not easy. So we say commiserations.
Thank you.
Well, the Eggheads played very well. Did you get one wrong in that whole game? I don't think they did, and that makes it really tricky. So they've done what comes naturally to them. Their winning streak continues. It does mean that the fabulous Rat Circus won't be going home with the £7,000. So the money rolls over to our next show. Eggheads, very well done. Getting back into pace, aren't we? Who will beat you? Join us next time to see if a new team of challengers have the brains to defeat the Eggheads. £8,000 says they don't. Till then, goodbye.
Next, Michael Portillo takes the first intercity route out of London, calling at Bletchley, to meet one of World War II's most secret of agents. Stay with us, Great British Railway Journeys, in just a moment.
So this is fun. Where's the ice pick? It was here a second ago.
Richard. I miss him.
It occurred to me that you may need a little help. Your new inspector.
They wouldn't have sent him if he didn't know what he was doing. We're talking about a man who fell out of a window.
I will do everything I can to find out what happened to your friend.
Can there be life after? Death in Paradise starts tonight at 9 on BBC One.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love.
Epic and intimate encounters. Wild Brazil, tonight at 9 on BBC Two and BBC Two HD.
Inspiring planting in half an hour, from an outstanding kitchen garden to getting the best from your borders on the Great British Garden Revival. But first, BBC Two's On the Right Track with Michael Portillo.